Our next unit talks about radical expressions. Let's start off with an equation. X squared equals 9. By inspection, we can notice a few answers that work. First of all, x equals 3. We know that 3 squared, 3 times 3, 9. But also notice x equals negative 3, because remember that if we have negative 3 squared, for two reasons, negative 3 times negative 3, two negatives make it positive, but also any negative number to an even power gives me a positive. Negative 3 also works. What I would say is x equals plus minus 3. Now, if we look at this as inverse operations, if I were to say x plus 3 equals 8, remember my inverse operation, minus 3 to each side gets rid of that 3. Remember that if I have 3x equals 6, remember that, divide by 3 to each side, because multiply and divide cancel each other out. Add and subtract cancel each other out. To get rid of that 2, remember, I can't just minus 2. I can't just divide by 2. My inverse operation is square root. Square roots are what cancel out squares. And square roots are an example of a radical. If I wanted to say take the square root of each side, I would say square root, just like I would say minus 3 to each side, or divide by 3 to each side. Whatever is underneath the radical is what's called the radicand. And that's going to be a topic that we're going to talk a lot about. Now, whenever we take the square root of a number, we get two answers. Reason being because 3 squared was 9, negative 3 squared was 9. So whenever I say take that square root of both sides, I'm going to get a positive and negative answer. Where I put that in Math Excel, separate your answers with commas. Just like we would say in two different answers. Remember, we would not want the parentheses because we aren't telling it ordered pairs, which we will have ordered pairs come up soon, but not now. What we would say is 3 comma negative 3. Now, I want to mention the name of that 3. The name of the 3 is what's called the principal root. And for many of the problems early in this section, all they're going to really care about is what is the principal root. Yes, it's 3. We need to recognize positive and negative, and we'll have plus minus, but that's only going to be when we're solving equations. When we're given a radical, when we're given something like square root of 49, we're going to be telling it 7, because 7 squared is what gives me 49. I'm looking for what squared gives me the radicands.